All right, everybody, thanks so much for stopping by another live episode of Real Estate Titans. I'm your host, Greg Fowler, traveling throughout the marketplace, interviewing the top real estate professionals in our field, from realtors, lenders, builders, developers, residential or commercial, essentially gathering insight, inspiration, what really drives and motivates these top producers above and beyond everybody else in what I would like to consider a real estate titan. Our very special guest and featured titan for today, Rob Reinmuth. Rob.
I'm so lucky.
Yes, thanks so much for being on the show, man. I really appreciate you taking the time. I know there's a lot of people out here who are super excited just to get to know you a little bit better, understand your why and everything going on. So let's just jump into the series of questions if you're all right with that.
Okay.
So
hit me with your best shot.
So this is going to be good, everybody. So tell everybody a little about yourself.
First of all, I'm like nobody special or anything.
I'm
just a guy that grew up in Colorado Springs.
Okay.
Met my wife in high school. We didn't date in high school, but we basically dated after college.
Okay.
Have two beautiful kids. I have a son who serves in the Marine Corps. He is in Iraq right now.
Wow.
My daughter is in college in San Diego, and she is going to major in business. I don't know why none of them want to be a realtor.
I know, right? Come on, Rob.
Right?
What's going
Nobody
on
ever goes to college going, I'm going to be a realtor when I grow up. Nobody says that for some reason. So
they just don't know what they don't know.
That's right. He says, I'm going to the Marine Corps. I'm like, what? The Marine Corps? Like you're putting up your life. And yeah. So anyway, now I'm in Colorado Springs. I lived in California for about 6 years. That's it. Now I'm back. I'm here for life.
Wow.
That's all I am, just a family man and a realtor.
That's all he is. Well, let me pull a little bit more out of you, because this is obviously a professional show with that, and so your professional background is really interesting. So what got you into the business? What makes you do kind of what you do that way? What's your progression in your career into real estate?
Sure. So when I went to college, I was going to be I was a religion major. So I thought I was going to be a pastor. I was going into the full-time ministry.
Okay.
The problem is that I had a business mind that I was really interested in business. So I was always watching the stock market and watching things and everything.
Sure.
And so I started asking my professors, hey, what kind of pensions do pastors have? What kind of, retirements? And I had a professor pull me aside and say, hey, Rob, I think that you probably shouldn't be in the ministry. You should probably go into business, because we need business people in church to, help pay for ministry, right? We just need volunteer people like that, like you.
Sure.
So I dropped out and I got a job at a bank.
Wow.
And I worked at a bank for 10 years and kind of moved my way around in there. And I started investing in real estate.
Okay.
I had a father that was in real estate for years, and I did the same thing my kids did. I never want to be in real estate. I hate realtors.
Wow.
So anyway, my dad said, why don't you can you come up with some money? Can you save a little bit of money? Let me help you invest in a property. So I invested in a property. And I invested in another property, and another property. By the time I was 22, I had 3 properties, and so I was like, this is kind of fun. It actually makes you a little bit of money, but I still would never want to be a realtor. 10 years in the banking industry, had an epiphany. I said, I'm quitting. I'm going to get my real estate license, and I'm just going to go out and just do this full time, invest, whatever, maybe sell houses. And so here I am today, a realtor.
Unbelievable.
I never thought it would be that.
Yeah, and it's funny that you mentioned that, because there's a lot of professionals, top tier or just starting out, they never really look at it and say, someday I'm going to be a realtor. So you mentioned that into it, and I think there's a lot of professionals or consumers out there that are watching this. Hey, there's lots of positive natures to be had in the real estate industry, the income, the influence you can have on the marketplace. You're doing so many good things for so many people. It definitely is an industry you should be paying attention to if you're not already. Obviously, a lot of people are watching this. So.
Well, no, here's what's crazy.
All right.
My dad, a realtor since like 1972. And I go, Dad, I'm getting my real estate license. I'm going to come work with you. He says, Rob, I don't know how to train you. I'm just by myself. I don't know anything. I don't know how to teach you about real estate. He was scared. Because I just quit my job of 10 years in the banking industry, right? Sure. He's scared I'm not going to have an income. I said, Dad, don't worry about it. I literally went to Google, or I don't know if it was Google, it was on the internet.
Whatever search engine.
I typed it in. How do you do real estate? Right? Like that's literally how I started. So, and then I hung my license with my dad so that if I did, I remember my first contract, I was going, Dad, could you at least help me with a contract? But he was like, well, and I was like, never mind, let me read it. I read the whole thing, figured out the contract, and then I said, can you just review it, and make sure I did it right? And so he's like, you got a few things, and I mean, I had no training. I didn't go to any formal training thing. That was it.
Well, you just did it. You made a decision, and obviously,
hey,
it's worked out for you. Rob.
It was a hard road.
Yeah. I think that's a good point to mention into everybody too. It's not easy. Obviously, you paid your dues. It didn't happen overnight, but you had the drive and determination to make it happen.
Right.
You had the passion there, and it obviously paid off. Your reputation is phenomenal in the marketplace, Rob, and I know you're being very humble by saying what you're saying.
I don't know that, but whatever.
It is. It really is, and I think that anybody who's watching this who knows you knows that. Anybody who doesn't know him, you need to get to know this man. So let's go into the next question when it comes down to it. What's your why, Rob? I mean, what makes you do what you do to the level you've done it at for as long as you have?
Well, the why, like why I do real estate, I got tired of working for the man.
Sure.
Like, working at the bank, you're waking up at 7, getting to work by 8, have an hour lunch. I get off by 5. I come home, turn on the TV, and everything at work was the same. They controlled me in every way, especially in the banking business. Right? I mean, to every penny, everything. And so I got tired of working under that scenario, and I just decided I could control my own destiny. I can go make as much money as I want. I can work as much as I want. I can do whatever.
Sure.
Now, obviously, I'm a slave to real estate because you are a slave, but I still make my own decisions.
Right.
And that is my why of why I actually decided to quit the bank.
Sure. And then get into real estate. And I think that's a huge why, and to me it echoes, and hopefully everybody else, is freedom.
Yeah.
Freedom to make your decisions, freedom to make your schedule. Now, some people live and die by that, because at the same token, a lot of freedom to certain people, they don't do anything. They don't get out of bed, and they don't end up accomplishing anything. So you have to have, obviously, some self-drive, some self-motivation to hit goals, to do those things. It's not for everybody.
That's right.
But the people who really are wired that way, who get it, they have huge success, and it's a good balance of quality of life.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty darn good why.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I know people that come out of, let's say, a government job or something or some sort of stable paycheck.
Right.
And they can't take it being a realtor because, that first check doesn't come for months after you become a realtor.
Right.
And they would rather have that consistency every single month or every 2 weeks or something. When you quit your job and you do this, you have to be strong.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's a culture shock.
That's right.
And it's, again, not for everybody, but you and I both know a lot of different professionals from different backgrounds, and I love it. I think that it's you make your own destiny. There's no ceiling, and I love that. There's nothing that's holding you back but yourself.
Right.
So a lot of people can take that away too. So let's talk about the business into you adding things. So if you could look back at your career thus far, to the point where you took your business from one level to the next, what did you add? What can you share with some of the professionals that might be watching this?
Okay. Really what launched myself, I guess, to the next level of real estate was video production. I started out with a stupid GoPro, just walking around houses.
Sure.
I started buying more and more equipment. Next thing you know, I had tens of thousands of dollars of equipment. I started doing video production. I mean, it was crazy because video, when you get yourself out on video and you put it on YouTube, it's free advertising forever. Absolutely. Did you guys hear me? Realtors, free advertising forever. Okay, to the point where I had some people following me around at foreclosures and different things like that, you know, because they were thinking it's kind of cool, and they were like doing like a little reality thing with me.
Sure.
And then HDTV called me and said, "Hey, we're looking to do some sort of a foreclosure flip show or whatever, and we've seen you on YouTube. Would you be interested in talking to us to see if we can figure something out?"
Wow.
And all of a sudden, I'm going, "Holy crap! This is huge."
Sure.
But I don't want to be a flip show, right?
Okay.
Now, I probably could have made money, but man, come on, I'm kind of boring. This is, you know, maybe it was cool to everybody else, but it was kind of boring to me. I don't watch HGTV ever.
Sure.
So
a real estate professional that doesn't watch HGTV. This is great.
Ever.
This is good.
So, but I realize that people watch and they're entertained by that stuff, but you know, who am I that somebody might? So I said, I don't think I'm your guy. I think you should do something different. I don't want to be stuck in a investment flip show or something.
Right.
And so, really, I realized the power of video production at that time. So I'm telling you, you get yourself out there, you get on YouTube, and I've had people call me from California going, "Hey, I just saw your video. I'd like to come out and buy a house." I'm saying, I didn't pay any money for that.
Right. Right. Just know-how and really getting after it and doing it. And there's so many professionals out there. And Rob, I know you've talked to them too, that they're a little apprehensive on doing video. Maybe the nerves get to them. Look, when I talk to the top producers that I work with on a local but also national basis, the reality is this is what we sound like. This is what we look like. Just get over it. Your clients know what you look like. They know what you sound like. Just bite the bullet. You're going to get a huge return on your investment of time because it's not a ton of money. Like you said, you buy some equipment, things like that. A lot of professionals use their cell phone, things along those lines. I mean, the rig that we got here going on is a little bit different, but you want to be consistent with the video too. And that's huge advice.
Well, nobody wants to work with a boring realtor anyway. Well, what I mean is, if you're a monotone type person and you're like, "I'm going to be a realtor and let me help you buy a house, and you would like to work with me because I'm really detail oriented."
Sure.
Right? Nobody does that.
No.
To be a successful realtor, you have to be a people person.
Right.
So put a camera in front of you and be a people person. That's all you have to do.
Agreed.
And I think it's awesome.
Cool. And that's great.
I love today. I'm so glad we have camera equipment, our cell phones, and Facebook Live, and all this stuff. I love all that stuff.
This is great, man. I nerd out on it for sure. And you know what a beautiful backdrop. I mean, this is awesome. Inside.
I don't nerd out on it. Like I don't even know how to use half of the stuff. I just go, where's play? Where's record? You know? Okay. Hey, I'm Rob Reinmuth. Right? I mean. But it's just that little stuff like that.
You get it done, and you don't know who you're going to influence. You don't know who you're going to impact, and it is great information out there. Not enough people are doing it, and not enough people are doing it the right way. To echo what you were saying about a personality problem, because I think that a lot of professionals, they have some pushback with that. If they are more monotone, they're not as interesting as most people. Do some other type of video footage. Do some neighborhood footage. Right?
Yes.
Do something about the community. You don't have to be front and center. Put a photo of yourself at the beginning and end of it. But then do some video production. Get on YouTube. Get on Vimeo. Get on Facebook Live. I think that just doing it in some form of fashion.
What's crazy is what I had to do is I had so many realtors calling me going, "Who does your video stuff?" Right, and it's me.
Sure.
And I'm like, well, I'll just start a video production company. So I started a video production company. It's called Real Estate Home Marketing. It's rehomemarketing.com.
Very cool.
And I hired a couple guys, and now they go do real estate marketing and video production for realtors. So I don't even know who they're doing it for, but who cares?
Yeah.
They should, you know, if you can't do it yourself, hire some people and they'll do it. Like client testimonials and all this stuff. Oh my goodness, it's gigantic.
This is huge.
I'm giving away all my secrets.
This is huge.
But I'm telling you, it's amazing.
I love this. Thank Rob. That was a huge share. Hopefully everybody wrote that down. Video. Get it done. So let's talk about something that's a little bit difficult. And this is the challenge question. Because when it comes down to it, I think that in life we all have trials and challenges we deal with, but it's not so much what happens, but how we overcome that makes a difference. So Rob, if you could look back on your life and pick out a challenge that you dealt with, that you overcame, that you became a stronger man because of it, what does that look like for you?
Now that, any realtor that's been a realtor more than 10 years, I would say, probably we would all say the toughest thing ever was in 2008, end of 2007, when the crash happened.
Sure.
I remember the mortgage guy walking in going, hey Rob, did you hear that Bear Stearns is going down and there's no more loans? Like, we have no more loans. I said, go find a different company. No, you don't understand. Like, there's no more loans. For like 3 months,
Unreal.
we had no loans. Now, I had just bought my building.
Mm-hmm.
I had 25 agents. I was running a Metro broker office, which had about 30 agents in there.
Unreal.
Oh my goodness. Not everybody can withstand a crash with no paychecks.
Right.
So that was intense. That was the worst part of anything in my career when it collapsed, because I had to reinvent myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I just started, I made up a thing called an equity exchange.
Okay.
So I started going to homeowners going, you know what? I can sell your house for this, and I can help you buy a house for 50 cents on the dollar. Let's exchange your equity here into this house down here.
Huh.
And then when the market comes back, this will be way up here. So I could get $1 million, I could go sell their house for $300,000 and get it all nice and looks nice, and because people still want nice houses.
Right. Sure.
Right? So they buy their house, and that's when I started the video production too, because I needed to get $20,000, $30,000 more for their house than the next guy.
Okay.
So then, when they sell that, we go get them like $1 million house for $500,000. And today, I'm selling some of those people's houses for nice profits. Right?
Because it's
Right. So then I went to a bunch of people, because working in the banking industry,
Mm-hmm.
I knew that there's a lot of people that have hundreds and millions of dollars in their accounts making 0.25% interest.
Sure.
Right? Nothing. Well, what I did was I started seeking out people like that, and I was like, you guys, I can help you invest in properties. You can get them 50 cents on the dollar. I made so many millionaires. Like, those people would have never thought about real estate. Now they're multi-millionaires.
Sure.
Because I sold them these houses for pennies on the dollar. And so I reinvented myself. But the problem was, what was really, really difficult for me is, how do I help all of my friends and agents and people, and how do I help them succeed? It was super, super difficult for me, because I love them all.
Sure.
And I have a heart for them, and everybody's going bankrupt and stuff like that. I mean, obviously I lost money too.
Sure.
I had to sell my building, like a huge loss. But that made me a strong person.
Okay.
That made me a stronger. That's when I realized, I can do this, and I can still help people, and I can, it was super tough.
Okay.
But it made me a better person, I think.
I love that share, because a lot of people can deal with financial struggle. Obviously, in that time period, so many people in so many different industries did, but you didn't give up. You didn't let it tear you down.
Right.
You became a better person, but also a better businessman, right? Because you knew what was going on, and different things to adjust. So I think that gives you perspective into different markets, because it's cyclical.
Yeah.
Not to say that we're going to have another recession of that caliber, but it goes up, it goes down, it goes sideways. But
we will have another recession.
all right, here we go. The
I always
crystal
tell
ball's out,
people,
everybody.
if you guys want to make money, we just need another double dip recession. That's right. That's all we need.
There you go. Links in the comments below, everybody, if anybody has any rebuttals to that. No, but I think that's a huge share, Rob. And again, thanks for doing that. It's not easy to air your stuff out for everybody there, but there's a lot that we can all take away from that.
Yeah.
It's just to be as smart as possible with our money. And look, no one has a crystal ball and can predict these things, but to be putting yourself in the right position at the right time matters.
Yeah.
Giving back and trying to help others during those hard times, which is what you did, we should all do, right? If we all had that mentality, this world would be a much better place.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of really, really good takeaways into that. So let's go on a slightly softer question, if you're all right with that. Tone it down a little bit for everybody out there. So let's go into the, if you could travel back in time, right, and give your younger self a piece of advice or two, what would you say to young Rob any time frame in your life?
Well, here's what I would tell anybody that's younger or even in this business or whatever.
Sure.
And I'll just keep it business because it helps people.
Mm-hmm.
I am not the kind of person that can draw boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had a lot of people in my life take advantage of me.
Okay.
It's almost, I told you I was going to be a pastor in ministry.
Mm-hmm.
I still have that heart.
Right.
Right? So I want to be a shepherd of people and help people. That's so for me to draw boundaries is very difficult. So I have had people just take advantage of that to the hilt. If I could go back in time, I would say, man, you have got to draw boundaries from the very beginning.
Okay.
Because it's painful when people start taking advantage of those,
mm-hmm.
and you can't figure out how to draw it.
Sure.
And so, now I'm older, wiser,
yeah.
And now I'm in a position where I can say, look, I'm drawing a boundary. This is the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
If I gotta fire that client, I'm firing that client.
Sure.
If I'm not taking that listing, I'm not taking that listing. Whatever it is, you've got to draw a line somewhere.
Okay.
And I never used to do that, and that's painful.
I know there's a lot of people that hit hard with because of that giving heart, that mentality of wanting to help selflessly.
Mm-hmm.
And that speaks volumes to your professionalism, and obviously the clients who use you and continue to use you and refer you, they love you, and that's a big piece of that, guaranteed.
Sure.
But I think we all have that problem to a certain standpoint, and just knowing when to draw the line, or maybe not even draw the line, but set those proper expectations is what I get out of that. Yeah. With everybody, your team, your family, whether it's personal or professional, that's great advice.
And it's still hard.
Yeah.
It's still hard for me. I still blur the lines.
Sure.
But sometimes you just got to go.
For the greater good, everybody, right here. Draw
This is the
line.
best for all of us right now.
And that's big. That's not just for young Rob, but everybody else who's watching this, myself included.
Yes.
Drawing those lines, setting those expectations, huge stuff.
Yep, huge.
So let's go into the feeding the mind question, because there's a lot of professionals and consumers that watch this series that they really, really enjoy. What you guys as Titans are feeding your minds, right? Constantly learning and growing. So books you're reading, podcasts you're listening to, maybe influencers on social media or coaches, anything along those lines. What are you feeding your mind, Rob?
Well, the last book I just read is called Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis.
Okay.
It is the most incredible book. Like, incredible. Like, I can't even explain what it is. It's almost like, if anybody knows who C.S. Lewis is, he's like one of the premier writers of all time. But he's dead and everything, he did like a radio show back in, 50s, 40s, 50s, I don't know, something like that. And he basically talked about what is Christianity.
Okay.
What is it? And because he was like a total atheist, right? And without even giving away the book, you gotta read. It's like so insane, awesome.
I love it.
It's like my favorite book.
Okay, and that's
it's
great.
Old too. I mean, it's old. It's
oldie but goodie.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be brand new.
It was the first time I read it. I always heard about it. Whatever. Mere Christianity. It sounds so boring. Oh man, it was incredible because it really stirs up your mind and your life and your morality and everything that has to go with it. It's cool.
Love it. Love it.
It's cool.
Any other books, podcasts, anything that sticks out to you, or is that one?
No.
Okay.
I don't listen to podcasts. I don't have time for that. I listen to music.
Okay. Love it.
I have to listen to music or I'll just die.
It's a way to tune out. I mean, listening to the information if you're at the gym or a jog or just driving around, it can clear your head.
Yeah.
And I think that's great. I mean, I'm a traditional book guy myself. I don't listen to a lot of podcasts. I like feeling the pages and folding in, highlighting. So I'll definitely, just as usual, everybody put the link for that book in the comments so you can read along, Amazon, all that stuff. So that'll be for everybody there.
I'd love to talk about that.
And any questions, direct straight to Rob. I mean, he'll be there. He'll be linked on this episode, obviously, as well. So this has been huge. There's been so much great information out of this. I know there's tons of takeaways for everybody out there watching. So last question to kind of wrap all this up.
Okay.
If you could take a look at your career and your life and sum up you as a man, you as a brand, with a quote or a mantra that you live by, What does that look like for you, Rob?
A mantra. I'll go with a mantra.
Like
quotes are just quotes,
there you go.
right? Quotes are cool.
That's it.
But my mantra, this is kind of untraditional, I guess, and it's going to freak people out maybe.
Get ready, everybody.
So my favorite book in the Bible is Ecclesiastes.
Okay.
And it's basically this King Solomon who grew really old and he was super wise, right? He had all the money in the world. And, you know, like, it's like actual history, right? I have history books of this guy. So he did everything. He had 900 wives and 600 concubines, and he built huge cities, and he was like, dude, I don't know what I need to do to be happy, but I'm not happy. I just need to do, I need all the money, all the gold, all the everything. I have to have everything, right? Because I got to find the meaning of life. And so today he's quoted like, you know, there's a time to die, there's a time to, you know, live, there's a time to kill, you've heard those songs and stuff like that. He's quoted all over the world from this book he wrote, because he basically said, you know, after all of this life, it was all meaningless, right? Now that kind of freaks people out. It's all meaningless?
Sure.
It's not meaningless. But the only thing that mattered to him was relationships. Relationship with God, relationship with people. That's it. That was all that mattered. He said, from the dust I came, to the dust I returned. You probably heard that kind of quote stuff. You know. So for me, my life, my mantra is, you know, there's people out there fighting and you know, angry at each other and road rage and just crap going on, you know, just so much problems and stuff. Dude, it's all meaningless, right? Let's just have fun. Let's have a relationship. Let me be your friend. Let's go to dinner. Let's do something. Let's hike the peak, right? So to me, it's all about relationship with people. And all my clients, they become my friends, and I want to hang out with people.
Right.
All the garbage, all the crap is junk. And so, you know, I guess that's how I wrap up my mantra of my life.
I love
it.
I love it.
All from Ecclesiastes. You got to read that book too.
There you go. There's
you got to
another
read that book too. Everybody's got a Bible.
Come on,
it's right
everybody.
in the middle. It's right in the middle.
Listen to Rob. He knows.
It's not even preachy. It's not even preachy.
Rob, this has been awesome, man.
Cool.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks,
you are an official real estate titan as far as I'm concerned, my friend. So thanks so much. Hey, everybody, thanks again for taking the time and your attention. I appreciate the love and support. As always, live every Tuesday and Friday afternoons, different Titan, different location. I will catch you guys next on the live episode of Real Estate Titans.
Text me, fax me, call me. Let's go do something.
See you guys later.